Alright, I'm doing a video here to show how to take off the airbag of a BMW Z4 E89. I'm taking it off so I can replace the paddle shifters with the new style. Underneath, see there is a slit on the bottom of the steering wheel. It's not quite a hole. I don't even know if it comes with a hole in it or not, but mine already had holes in it. So you stick a screwdriver in almost straight up. So if you look at the steering wheel here, you can be going in like this, straight up through that hole. And then there's going to be a clip up here. It's kind of like a U shape or an upside down V. You put your screwdriver in straight up and tilt over to unlock the steering wheel. So you do this, there's one of these on each side. So stick the screwdriver in. You can see here where it's kind of going in at, and kind of angle where the tip is going in towards the steering column. So kind of have your tip going that way a little bit. You'll feel it maybe sliding against some metal. That's just the back plate of the steering wheel. Push it in there kind of far. It's going to be really hard to tell when you're in the right spot. It took me a while to figure this out. I've done it a couple of times now, and it's still hard to do. There we go. I think I'm in the right spot now. So see how far that went in. I'll show you the screwdriver in a second. So you just push to the right. Well, push your tip to the right, push the bottom to the left, and that popped that out. So now we do the same thing over here, and the screwdriver, here's the length of it. About this much was still sticking out right here. So do the same thing on this side. It's kind of hard to get it in there, especially at the very beginning. There are some plastic tabs in there that kind of prevent the screwdriver from going in very well. So I'm in there about the whole way. There we go. Push to the left this time. Alright, now your steering wheel should come out. If you want to, you could disconnect it. I've already disconnected the negative on the battery, and it's been off for about 20 minutes. I'm just going to leave the airbag on right now, because I think I can get to everything. So you're going to take off these screws. That'll allow these to come off, and then we'll take a look at the shifters after that. Alright, so these two screws here are Torx 20 T20 bits. Okay, one is out. Let's take the other one out. Alright, both out. And next up, we're going to remove these covers. So once you've got the screw undone, the way I found it was easiest, just put my fingers behind it, start to pull out. Once that screw's out, there's nothing else holding it in, other than some push-in tabs. So this tab here and this tab here, all they do is push in. There we go. So the next screws are one size up. This is a T25 Torx bit. These are the screws that are actually holding the paddle shifters in. Alright, next I went ahead and took the airbag off now. It's just one connector right here. Because with it sitting on here, it was kind of rubbing against this, and I don't know if it really damaged it or if it'll come out, but we'll see. So take that out, set it aside. Next you'll see all these wires. This small little loom is wrapped over and kind of tucks in. That'll connect your steering wheel controls as well as the wires for the paddles. So if you pull out the ones that are on top, it should be, I say on top because they're sitting above the other ones. See, now we took that one out and there's still one sitting below it. The one below it is the one for the shifters. So now we have a couple of small connectors we need to disconnect. There's one on here on the right, a black one on the right, and a white one on the left. And you can get these out initially disconnected with needle nose. May have been better to disconnect them before I unscrewed the screws holding them in. So that's one out. And on the other side, the white connector is now out. So this cable that wraps along the top, you'll have to take that out. That one is hardwired into your right paddle shifter. So then you pull everything out, now that the screw is loose. And there we go. I wish this would be in focus. There we go. So there's your right shifter is now out. Left shifter should be loose. You have to turn the screw a little bit more. There we go, just fell right off. Alright, next with your new shifters. I left the screws in there on each side, so they're just ready for it. So slide it in the back. And whenever you slide it in, make sure that your connector there is lined up. I can barely see it in the video. You can see now the connector's coming in. And then tighten that down. I won't be able to do that while I'm holding the camera. Alright, that one's in. Now on the other side, your right paddle shifter, you'll notice it does have another wire connected to it, just like the old one you pulled out. So feed it through the back and through the opening. And then just like the left side, line up your shifter so the connector is going to be visible. You see it back there. Alright, now I'll tighten this one down. Alright, now with the wire that was on your right shifter, the new style, tuck it in where the original ones were at. Then plug in your white connector on your left side. You'll notice it does have a tab on it. So it's kind of dummy proof. The tab goes on the top left. Slide it until it clicks. Make sure all your wires are tucked back really good. Alright, now back to your right side. You'll have the black connector that you originally disconnected from your original shifter. Plug that in. Now it didn't feel like it clicked very much, but it seems like it's in all the way. Alright. So now route your cables back on top for controls. Might help to put them back on first. Just make sure you have both of the pressure fit connectors seated correctly before you start pushing it in. And then it should just snap right in. So you see they kind of go at a little bit of an angle, so you can start to the right a little bit, kind of slide it in. And it snaps. Alright, now that we've got the media controls back on the steering wheel, I'm going to put in our two screws. These are the T20 Torx screws. Alright, those screws are back in. Time to put the airbag back in place. Have the one gray connector. Snap that back in. Now line up your airbag. you'll feel it kind of lock itself into the right orientation, but then to actually get it to snap back in place, you have to put quite a bit of pressure to get it to snap back into those clips. But there we have it, the new style plus and minus shifters for BMW E89 Z4.